Welcome to the Grand Design series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. We're picking up on the 3rd of July 1972, which is quite a long way on from the end of the last part, simply because I was spent a fair amount of time trying to sort out this area here, which I will go into in a little while. And also, I ended up doing a little bit of routine maintenance with respect to replacing old vehicles, and by old vehicles I'm talking about mainly my waste processing. We come in here really closely, you'll see that I've still got loads of Russo Bolt vehicles in here, and I'm trying to get rid of all the slow moving vehicles because I had a bit of a problem during the winter where I was kind of doing the roads. Oh, it's actually finished now. I've been trying to get this road asphalted through, and of course I put in the temporary roads, not these ones, other ones. And what happened is that actually caused a bit of a traffic jam, which then had an effect on this bridge, which then had an effect on the food here. And that then caused a little bit of a decline in this area. If I kind of show you here, we put the happiness on, see the happiness is down at 76%, 69%, and this is how quickly this game can change. And part of the problem for the traffic jam was these slow moving Russo Bolt vehicles, and this is one of the things that you do need to keep an eye on when you are playing an early start. You can see I've still got a few around. And this is an example of what happens. And at the moment this is industrial waste, which is, I think, let me see how many of these we got. So we've still got quite a lot in here. And if I come over here, that is actually still in this area, see? So what I was doing was sending here, whilst at the same time trying to avoid doing what I did in the previous part, where I actually managed to kind of mess up the and cause a massive queue here. Can you height prioritize this, please? I need that done. And the other area where I've been trying to upgrade the road is up here, because there's no point having fast trucks if you've still got gravel roads on your main arteries. I mean, you don't have to upgrade every road, but you come there, just remove you as well. And this is one of the more tedious parts of actually kind of when you play an early start, but it's got to be done. Whoops, I've done it already. I've disconnected that before that was built. Okay, just put that back there. Now in this part, as the title of the video states, I'm going to start trying to put together a national grid based on the nuclear power station. But before we do that, one other thing is, while I was actually playing through that period there, I did get another achievement. That is the Soviet Paradise achievement. This is to have a population of over 50,000 pops with an average happiness of 80%. And also you can't import any immigrants during that period as well. So I've managed to get that achievement as well. Which is good. So I'm kind of although to be honest, I think the achievements are a little bit random. And it's also, you can see we've now got a population of 59,000. The reason for that is that we are bringing more and more people in here, and we are moving towards getting some unemployment as well. It says I should have a. Oh, this one's filling up already. Wow. Okay, so it looks like we may have to put a really big kindergarten over here. Anyway, first things first, I just want to show you some of the other changes I've actually made. I've put in a fire station with helicopter coverage here, simply because I want to make sure that I've got fire coverage up here during the building process. Another problem I had, and this is the usual problem with bio waste and fertilizer, is that and this is the fact that the amount of bio waste coming out of here at the moment was coming in here, was turning into fertilizer. So what I've got now is a manual train here, which is sitting here. I've kind of got 2 wagons for it, which is a bit of a mistake, simply because it's going to sit here until it's got 120 tons of biological waste in it. I've also got this set up now, and I've got my first waste train in here. And just to show you the progress we're being made, is this is being slowly pushed out this way towards here. So we are making a connection this way. So eventually we will get all this filled in, and then we can start using it. The other thing is we are slowly filling in this area, but this is not really the high priority. But more importantly, I've had most of my construction trains working on here. I'm a bit worried about, oh no, you're not powered at the moment. And also out this way as well. I think what we're going to need to do is put a crossover out over here. So that's it. And then up here, I kind of and ahed a little bit about the waste situation here. And what I've done is I can't make up my mind about how much waste is. I know we need mixed waste. We also need hazardous waste, because we're going to be producing hazardous waste from this area. And then because we got 2 mines, and I'm not sure about bauxite mines, how much construction waste. So I've put in a third kind of waste terminal here as well, possibly 4 construction waste. Now the first thing I want to do is, and of course up here, what I've done is put this in. This is going to be for the export of nuclear fuel, and initially the import of nuclear fuel, because what my strategy is going to be is to try and import the nuclear fuel from down here. I'm just going to leave the game on pause for a moment, because I do want the darkness, because at the moment we have got this train here which is developing a lot of wear and tear, so we may have to send him, or we may go to a depot eventually. But the idea is that I'm going to build the power station first. Once the rail connection is done, we'll start shipping in the nuclear fuel. And then also we've got our power grid connected here, so we'll be able to bring in power. Then that nuclear fuel will be used to start up the power station while this is all being brought online. So that's the idea of what we're going to do. Now, as I've already previously mentioned, the title of this video is setting up a national power grid. Now I've got this power grid here. This is why we're going to do this in the dark, because I want to be able to do this clearly. And what this does is come down here. Now, and of course what I've also done is I've realized that I don't have enough connections over here to develop this part of the town. Now, what I want to do is be able to feed the national grid power into this area, but I don't want the power to come the other way. So what I'm going to do to begin with is, if I come here, we've got a power connection there, and I should have another one over here somewhere. There, we got one over here. And what I'm going to do is set up a power grid, but what I want is, I don't want the power from this area flowing into this area, because what that means, if we get problems here, that will drain and overload this area. So what we're going to do is just find this. We got 2 power grid connections here, which is good. So what I'm going to do is use a device that was added into the game, and I can flip that the other way, and we're going to put this in. Now what this is a priority one-way connector. What that means is that the power can only flow one way through this, and that's the reason why I'm going to put it here like that. And then, now I don't want 18 megawatts flowing through here. What I want is enough so that this can support any power shortages in this area. Also, eventually when this is up, I'm going to break this connection simply because this this will then become part of this power grid, and this won't be draining out power from this area. So what I'm going to do is, I think we're going to go with a 10 megawatt connection to there, and we'll just accept that because it was sharp and yellow. Now what I'm going to do is, we've got this connection here, which then, as this connection goes back to there. So if I pick off from, I'd like ID, actually we'll go from this point here, and we're going to run the power connections down to here. We're going to run you into there, and then we're just going to make sure that is all connected up. So what we got now is a connector into here. So this can provide supplementary power should this area need it, but at the same time not necessarily do it. Now the next thing I want to do is going to be a little bit, and that is that I actually want, no, actually I'm going to leave that and go back to the second power grid that we're going to do, and that is down here. I want to put a high pressure, high switch here. So we're going to put you some distance out. Don't think we need asphalt. We can just put a gravel road in there. And what I want to do now is we're going to pick up an 18 megawatt power line. When you do the power connections to the nuclear power station, always come out with an 18 megawatt. I'm going to come out like that. And I want to run you. Don't really want to go over the mountains. I want to run you around like that. And into here. Let's make sure that's connected. So doing this at night makes life a lot easier. It's a bit suspicious there. There's a broken connection there. So that didn't connect in the center here. That's connected that way. That's connected that way. So we've got a good connection there. So this is going to run down to here. And this is going to run and power this area. Now comes the fun bit. Because what I want to do is put a connection into here. But I think I've made a bit of a mistake here. In the sense that I've put a kind of a power connection. There's got to be one in here. Oh, there's one here. I want to make sure I've got one here. Now this comes from the power station, because it suddenly occurred to me I might want to develop this out more, and I don't want it being vulnerable. So again, what I'm going to do is come in here, and again, I only want the power to run one way. So I'm going to put you and again we're going to put a 10 megawatt into there. Now comes the fun bit, because I've got to run I think we'll run you to about there. So I don't really want to crowd. We've got to get to there. I'm going to run this way. It's going to look a bit odd, but and I think if I can get across this river, that's where the fun's going to start. Oh, I actually got across. That's good. If I run up through here. Okay, I'm just going to make sure this is all connected. Let's make sure it's all. This is one thing when you play with nuclear power stations. You'd end up running very long power lines. But what this will ensure is that we run power. Now, the reason I want to get the extra power into here is that I was watching this area, and the fact that we're going to build another farm out here, I don't think this is going to work like in the sense that it's going to be supplying crops. Now, it might supply some crops, but what I'm thinking of doing is putting a food factory out here. So, because you can see the food factory produces 20 tons of food. In fact, I might put 2 food factories out here, but that will require 80 tons of crops per day at maximum production. So what I'm thinking is that I may want to put 2 food factories down here. The other thing I wouldn't mind putting out here is a fabric factory, simply because we're going to need to send fabric around the map. So that's the reason why I want to run this major power line down this way. The other thing I want to kind of mention, this is very much an aside while we're actually doing this, is the fact that if you do the Soviet Revolution campaign, this is the second campaign of the game that's been offered with the game. If you want to play that, you will get to a point where you have to build a nuclear power station, and one of the achievements to move forward with the actual campaign is that you've got to overload the actual power station, and the only way to do this is by running lots of 18 megawatt lines. Now the next one is going to go this way, and what I want, like, have we got any power connections out here? This is where it could get a little bit tricky. Where's this? There's a substation there. Right. So we got a substation there, which comes into here. I think this is going to need its own separate switch. So I think well, I'm not going to really build out this way. So I think we'll put a switch there. And again, it's just going to reduce that road to a gravel road. I've got back into the bad habit of building asphalt roads into minor installations. This has only got a 8 megawatt connection. I think what I can do is, if I put a connection to there, what is this? That's not, cancel that. It's not, go up one level. You can go to there. Now this has got its own thing. It will just let this run. Yeah, it's not anywhere close, but it's got a maximum output of 8 megawatts. Now, obviously, we've got to power this town, and I was going to put a water mill. In fact, I still might do it, but what I want to do now, this is where it's going to be even more fun. Where's this power station? We're going to come here. Okay, we're going to go full 18 megawatt. We're going to, oops, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to come out here. run you up here. This should be... Now, I'm not going to put any splitters in here because this is the key. Can I get to there? I get you to there. Will you jump to there? Yes, you will. This is the key to getting the maximum benefit out of a nuclear power station. Okay, you're going to have to go to there. That is to run 18 megawatt lines. I think if we... I don't think we're going to build here, so you get across to there. And then you can run into there. Gamer. Let's make sure it's all illuminated. So we can come here. Right, we've got a break here. Because it's not going past that point there. Yeah, that's going to there. That's going across there. So what that's going to do is run 18 megawatts of power up into here, which will give a more reliable supply. Now comes the final thing I want to do, which is going to be interesting. Now, I think I've already done the research. I did the research a very long time ago. Haha. That's too crowded. That's trees. I could come all the way over to here. Actually, see if we can get it. We might be able to get it over the border here. Otherwise, I'd have to get a power supply in. I mean, ideally, oh, it says I can build it there. Otherwise, I can't remember whether. I don't think. That's. I think I can get it in there. We'd have to kind of put some kind of road up through here across the rail lines, partly to be able to build it. Oops. If I can get across to there. Now, what we got to do. Now it's got to be an 18 megawatt line. We've got this line running down here, and we've got to get to here. So I think we've already run one line down here. So what I'm going to do is pick up another, because what we're going to do is export electricity. So I'm going to come there. We're kind of going to run through in parallel. Like that. Let me just come back to here. Can I get through here and then to there? Right, I think this area here is already been kind of redesigned. So we can get to there. We could come down across to there. Whoops, I'm lost me way. Right, oh, I've cancelled it by accident. Sorry about that. Well, in some ways that could be useful because we've got to get to where is it? There. Actually, it might be easier to go the other way. Got a road to nowhere there because I do have to get you over the border. We can go over the. I don't seriously doubt I'm going to build anything here. Come to there. I think we're actually go up this side here. If I go along the coastline like this, follow this line up here like this. And we're going to run you to there. And going to come there and hook you to there. Right. Always seems to be a break on this corner. Just hook you to there. Is that connected? That one's connected. Go on, game. You can do it. Okay, that's connected to there, but now it's not connected to here. Thank you, game. That's in that way. That's crossed over to there. That's crossed over to there. And we've broken the connection here. There's a broken connection here. Now you can see the reason why I'm doing this at night. It is very, very fiddly running these very long cables, especially in realistic mode, because it's very important that you get these actually all set up. So we've now got that there. Get the road through. Right, so I've now set up my national grid, and hopefully what that will mean is once we get the power station online, we can actually do this now. What I'm going to do is suspend that for the moment. In fact, we're going to suspend all these kind of long distance type power connections for the moment, because, well, we don't really need them, and I don't want random helicopters. Right, just let the game run now. Suspend that. We can build this end. In fact, what we will do is get the local crews and work on this. So I've now built in this national grid, and of course eventually we will extend it further out of the power station. But of course, one thing you do need to be aware of is that this is going to be very much a eggs in one basket situation. So, and at the same time, you will need to think a little bit about backups. So one thing I would strongly recommend, in fact I did this as way back when nuclear power was first added, I built a whole grid around a nuclear power station, and then when the nuclear power station had a problem, and what I had was a catastrophic collapse of all the the population. Now the next thing I want to do is work on here, because I've got this fuel export thing, but we've also got to deal with the nuclear waste. Now this is a little bit tricky, because I'll be completely upfront, I'm not exactly too sure how far radiation actually spreads. Plus I've got a little bit of an idea up here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start by coming in here. Now what we're going to do is put in a large nuclear storage container up here. What I want it to do, actually we'll put it this way round. Actually we're going to put it this way round, because we're going to put it out here. Now within the main game, there is no way to how can you put it, there is no way to remove nuclear waste. You've either got to sell it or store it. But what I want to do is put in enough track up here so that I've got an option to send it somewhere if it gets too much, because of course we don't want this near centers of population. So we're gonna run down here, get you far enough away from there. I think that should be enough. And then we will run a train down here. Actually, we can speed the game up a bit now. Remove the... That's not, won't go. Okay. Is it gone? Yes, it's gone. Good. So we've now got this running in here. Oops, we've got another little connector up there. So this is going to be our kind of storage. And the idea is going to be, I mean, I've got no idea how much nuclear waste this will hold. But, so we may have to use this to send it to another nuclear depository. Now, there's one other thing to do, because I've already said that there is no way in the base game that you can do it. But if I put in nuclear here, what we got here is a nuclear reprocessing plant, which actually, what it does is it imports nuclear waste. So say, for example, I'm not going to build it. I'm just going to, well, I could build it, but not show it to you. What I was going to do is put a nuclear plant here, but this has got a one-way road system, by the way, so be very careful how you plan it. And then what I was thinking is put this in. Now this actually needs chemicals and nuclear waste. It also needs 42 megawatts of power. So it's not something that you're gonna. It's gonna have to be near this center thing here. And I might build it in the future just to see if we can actually process it, because what it does is it brings in the fuel, and what it does is it produces the UF06, which is, if I show you down here, the UF06 is in the uranium conversion, is the output is for nuclear fuel fabrication. So what this is emulating is what actually happens in the real world, that when nuclear waste is processed, they extract the nuclear, so that the output is still very highly radioactive materials, which you can then feed back into, I think it's these, isn't it? It'd feed back into these for reprocessing back into nuclear fuel. But as I say, I don't want to get into that too much just from the get-go. I also want to just check something. There we go. Well, we should be able to get 3 power lines out here. Yes. So that is the current. So that's what we're currently working on. And now, for the rest of the video, we're going to get into a little bit more of the mundane Simply because now what I want to do down here. Now another problem I've had is heating overload. So we've got put a new heat exchanger in here, and what that means is we have the 3 heating connections coming from our coal-fired power station here. Now I need to bring this online, and it needs 20 workers. So what I've put here is this building here. Now this kind of marks the limit of getting the ancillary services from here into here. But 19 spirituality. Wow, I put a kindergarten in here and it's already full up. Wow. Right, we're gonna have to be a bit more serious about a kindergarten. I mean, I'm gonna have to put a really big one in, aren't I? Because these are massive blocks. Let me just see if I can get what's the biggest kindergarten we've got? 270. Will that? So if I put that there, if I put it there, all right, I'll put a kindergarten there. I'm gonna put an asphalt road connection there, and go out there and there. That will get, and that will also provide a kindergarten to there. So what I'm increasingly doing is bringing in these guys as well. He's a bit overloaded. And the other thing, where's my concrete guy? I think you can. You can't work on that, but what you can do is work on these. So we've got this block here. Now, the problem with this block is he can't get to the food store, which is here. But this food store is going to fill up anyway. So what I'm going to do is eventually I'm going to put a road out around here. I've also put a road around here because this is where our food supplies are coming in. And what we're going to do is we're going to put another store down here. This is going to be just as a kind of a backup to guarantee the food supply to this area. But the question is how big a food store we're actually going to put in, or mall actually. The other thing I haven't put in is the what we call it. We got this one. Actually, if I put it that way round, because I'm not really going to build out that way. So say for example, if I put you here, because he's going to have no water supply, he's in range of heating, but of course there's no power out here either. So we're going to put you there, and I am going to put a small warehouse behind it. Put a small warehouse like that behind, because these are going to need to carry quite a lot of surplus fire. Okay. A little bit paranoid about fire at the moment. Okay, well, that should be good. We're still holding at 81%. One thing about, once you get over 50,000, don't be too paranoid about them saying people starving, lack of meat, because what actually happens is that's an overview. Because technically, once you get past here, I know I'm digressing, apologies again. What you need is, you've got to find them though, of course, first. If I come into here, right, 2000. What you've got to do is start using these city halls. just to see, because these will give you a better overview here over happiness, alcohol abuse, loyalty. I mean, we've still got to work on the loyalty, and that reminds me. And of course, we've got 2% unemployment at the moment. But that's, again, this 2% unemployment can be slightly misrepresentative. As you can see, we've got 900 people unemployed, but they could be either evenly distributed across the map, or you could have an unemployment hotspot. This is the reason why when you go into the winter cycle, what you want to do is spend a little bit of time kind of focusing very much on the, how can you put it? You need to spend a bit of time focusing on a bit of micromanagement. Anyway, I've lost my thread of thought. Well, one thing we do need to do is let's have a look at our. We've got 4 connectors there. What's the terrain like? Obviously, it's flat as a pancake. Because let me just see. I've got, that's water. Well, so if you see here, the sanitation ends there, which means we don't have sanitation for these blocks here. So the first thing we're going to need to do is get some duplication here, because these blocks are going to produce a lot of waste in the polite sense of the word. So I'm going to put you there, and what I'd like to do also is put another one in, maybe down here a little bit as well. This pipe is going to pick up a lot of stuff. Okay, we're going to need to come down off the tunnels above ground. Hook you to there. I'd say I want this to be a dedicated line. In fact, I think I'll make this one dedicated line as well. When you're going across flat terrain, you may need to do everything in short lengths. That should go into there. And because we are going to have a fairly kind of linear town here. And begin with, and of course we're going to need to bring a water supply over here. I don't know where I put a substation in here, but that's not going to come over far enough. Now, of course, the problem is going to be is whether we got enough water supply. I have beefed it up a little bit. Let's see, just let the game run. Well, take a look at our. This is producing 67. We've got lots of water in there. Is this being built? Yes, it is. This is going to flow into here. Question is, do I keep building this up? Because we've only got this single pump here. And that's already connected into there. So would I want to put in a supplementary water supply? I think to begin with, we will. If I put in a, let me put you in. That's a pump. That's on a substation. If I put in, you need water as well, don't you? Yeah, that's going to make life a little bit complicated. How far out Must admit, I'm starting to prefer my modded. Yeah, we're gonna have to put you there, and from above ground, get rid of that footpath. I certainly don't want to have to put that in there. Okay, just pause the game. Got train waiting too long. Haha. Push down. Push you out that way. What's there? This is, whoops, nearly made a mistake there. Definitely made a mistake there. Let's just do it again. It's a little bit better. And then we can run you down through there. Run you to there. I've got a feeling that this one may not last very long. We may have to put a supplementary water supply in. Right, we've got to find a train that's waiting too long. And it's... Okay. You're waiting here. Where are you going? Okay, let me just find out what. Why are you... Where are you going? So as you're going over there to that section, why can't you get to it? Oh, he's probably self-blocking. Ah, it's the bore. Got the tunnel boring machine here. Right. It's these two. Yeah. What's happened there, and this again, this is something you need to keep an eye out for. What's happened here is, I'd guess that it's this one. The other train had finished off the actual exterior construct, and then the boring machine was already on its way out, and then it trapped this train, because if you watch the boring machine, it will come up here, and you can see it's got a 3,915 here. So it's now going to bore underground. So we go here, underground. You see, so basically, because he's got to bore through this section, it's going to take 3,019 to actually do the boring through the tunnel there. And you probably find that, yeah, so it looks like the boring machine is already working there. Now, of course, the game might, because we only got the one boring machine, what might happen is the game might decide it prefer to send an ordinary train out to do the boring as well. So that's something that we're going. Let me just check out here. I think the lifespan of this, what we call it, is starting to come to an end. Let me just see. I think it's time to start making these. We've got this line out here. This is pushing out here. Now, if we go over to Stilton, these guys have still got quite a lot of work. We're not building into here, which is a little bit risky, but I have put a crossover somewhere Right, these guys are... These are working on there. But what I also want is out here. Because I really do want this connection here. Simply because I'm actually going to start increasing this a bit. Because I was actually thinking a little bit about how I'm going to set my infrastructure up. And this is quite a major brickworks. I mean, it produces 51 tons of bricks a day at maximum production. So I think what we'll probably do is use this as our main brick production for the entire map. Now, I'm aware that I'm running out of time, so what I want to do now is give a little bit of TLC for up here, because this area is getting a little bit neglected. And I do need to build in this area here. And of course, we've now got our power supply out to here. So we've got to think now about getting some power into here. Because we built a secret police station. Also, we're going to need sanitation. Got a gas station here that needs to be built. And all sorts of other stuff. But what we do need is now a power supply coming in here. And of course, because we got our 18 megawatts coming that way, we're going to need a high tension cable connector. I put you about there. See if I put you about there, what I can do is I don't want to come the full 18 megawatts, but what we can do is we can take off 15. And span you across the river. Now 15 megawatts may seem a lot, but you've got to remember is that we've got oil out here, tucked out the back here, and we probably won't produce fuel up here. What we'll probably do is use this as for a chemical plastics industry, which means we've got to run power lines out here. So we got to get this built out here, and of course what we're going to need here alongside it is the, not that one, this one. I think I just want to push it out that way. And accept that. And then what we can run into here, I think we'll run an 8 into it, like that. And what that will do is just keep building out through this area here. Those these guys are, 83%. They're quite happy doing their own thing. Let's see if there's any unemployment here. Now we are working on getting some here. We should have some water supply out here now. That's sanitation, that's water. So I think what we can do, because I need a workforce, I think if we sneak you out like that, get a couple more blocks out here, get you there, road crew. Don't think we've got anything else out here that needs to be built. Road-wise, is there? Yes, there is. You need that connection built in there. I forgot about that. Again, it's something with the game that it's very easy to lose track of what's going on as the map gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Actually, do we have any? We got 900 over 21. So I don't think I've got any slack in here yet. Let's see if we got anybody. 3 flats. No, we don't have any slack here. We got 377 here. I suppose we could let them in here. Might as well, even if they're going to be unemployed, but we only got 3% unemployment, so I don't want you. Oops, don't want you in there because there's no purpose. Can you get to? Yeah, you can get to the cable car, so we can use you here. Although, plus the fact we need this built. This is building without power supply. Okay, so we're going to need to put. Oh, we got a power supply problem here as well. This is a high switch. Do you have power? Yeah. Without drinking water. Okay, this might be a mistake. It's a sewage line. That should be in range. How come you are outside of range? Okay. Looks like we've got a dead spot. Okay. Helicopters. I thought this had been built. Haha. High priority. High priority. Road. Okay, let's just get that built. Get everybody focused on that. We will lose some population, but there's not much I can do about it. They have got garbage, haven't they? Yeah. Trouble is, we've got no water pickup or drop-off point. Let me just check to see. Well, that's the way it goes. Let me just see. Don't want that. We're going to need a. Put the step-down transformer there. Let's put you there. This is right next to the fire station, so we can get away with a mud road. And run an 8 into there. Is there any connections here? No, it teaches me to run long pipelines, isn't it? Yeah, I need this to go that way, which means we need power. Oh well, that's the way it goes. Actually, what I could do. What's the unemployment here? Well, we got to send workers out to there, so if I put in. Get a block in here. Okay, goes on there. Get these guys, because these guys don't actually have any access to asphalt. I don't know why I'm allocating them to roads, but these guys can. You don't allow anyone to move in. Right. Just double check. This does have all the necessary connections. Yes. Okay. Yeah, these aren't going to last that long. Okay, let me just see. Right, this has been built, but we're not worried about that. See if I can pull in. Yeah, get these guys in. We've got all our resources operating on that. No road connection to that. We'll get you building that. You can connect to there. You've got no connection to there. What we can do is run you into there, and you've got water substation there. Anyway, I've run out of time on this video, so this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. What I will do is we're on the 24th of September 1972, so I will play through until March because we've got such a backlog of work and things that need to be done. Therefore, I feel that it's probably going to be easier just to play through because I'm just going to be doing a lot of micromanagement. I can't plan anything else until we've actually got this stuff going. One thing I am going to do, yeah, if we actually show you here, this is how quickly the old tunneling machine works. Anyway, until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.